Good evening, everyone. Welcome again to Bill Green's Maine. Signs of spring are all around us. One of them is honeybees. When it's about 50 degrees, they take flight and begin performing important functions for us all. And they're as interesting as all get out. For example, if you've got a honeybee buzzing around your head, it's probably not trying to sting you. It's probably just trying to scare you away.
They're doing this like, be afraid, you know what I mean? And really, if you're not afraid, they're like, be afraid, and you're like, you know, and they just kind of go away. Right.
Look out, here comes Erin Forbes.
They really are like little kittens.
She loves bees and wants you to know about them so that you won't be afraid.
So my whole point is, if you do get into trouble, walk, don't run away from them, because running away from them encourages them. See what I'm saying? And if
Erin is Maine's fourth and newest master beekeeper.
If I have a tick, I like flip out. Yep. But you know, bees, yeah, no flipping at all.
It's kind of like being an Eagle Scout.
So what I'm doing here is just lighting the smoker.
Yeah? So this is not very sophisticated.
No. Beekeeping is not a lot of fancy big city high-tech equipment. So smoke masks their ability to communicate the idea of panic, because they communicate that idea through a smell. That's how they raise the alarm within the colony. So if you put smoke in the colony, you are essentially drowning out their ability to scream, emergency, emergency.
A hive costs about $400. Erin says they provide a $7,000 service by pollinating flowers of commercial crops, including blueberries and potatoes.
All the bees in a honeybee colony are sisters, and they are all daughters of the same mother. The boy bees in the colonies are their brothers. And so the girls, there are many more girls in the colony. They literally do all of the work, including feeding the boy bees who don't really even feed themselves. What the boy bee's whole job in the world to do is to be around and available in the event that another colony's queen needs to mate with somebody. There's some really cool
boys are totally useless.
Yeah.
Except for one thing.
Except for one thing, and they die if they get to do it.
Ooh.
In the process.
Ooh.
So, not a very, it's a pretty, it's what we call here in Maine a non-traditional family.
There are great physiological differences between boy honeybees and girl honeybees.
What if you dropped that?
They'd all fly up, and maybe they'd sting me. So see this boy bee right here, huge eyes. See how distinctly different he is from all of the girl bees?
Yes, I do.
So that's a boy bee. Do you want to see a bee trick?
Yes.
So these are, boy bees don't sting. And the reason they don't sting is they physically don't have stingers on their bodies. And so once you can distinguish the difference between boy bees and girl bees, you can pick them up and carry them around.
I hate to ask you
Or you can hand them to people.
I'm afraid.
Don't be afraid.
Okay.
Seriously. They're a little buzzy. Do you feel them buzzing?
Yeah, I do.
They just fly away.
They got away. I was scared.
As you might imagine, honeybee survival in Maine is extremely difficult. See this bee tossing away its dead sister? Very Machiavellian. Drones live for about 45 days, queens for 2 years. Here, Erin marks a queen so it can easily be identified. The colony knows its queen is present because she releases a chemical signal called a pheromone. Should the queen be removed for a half hour or so, the colony would begin producing a new queen.
When her pheromone starts to fail and they don't get that feedback from her, they will pick an egg or sometimes several, and they will feed it so that it becomes a queen in order to replace her.
Erin is employed at Sterling Road and keeps her bees right at work. She gave me a nice company hat to make me feel more comfortable. I don't know why, and says her fellow employees are much more comfortable around the bees than they used to be.
They really have grown to appreciate them. I think at first they thought I was really crazy.
Yeah.
And, you know, they'd be kind of fascinating. You know, and they'd stick their distance. Most people would stay on the tower. I try to get them to come look, and they would be nervous about it. But now they've been here for 2 years. We have my honey, the honey from these colonies that I had here last fall. Yes. We have in our kitchen. We also we package it up cute and give it away at our trade shows, and our customers love it.
Which brings us to honey. Its color reflects the flower that the bees have been pollinating. This is an early spring honey, perhaps made from dandelion pollen. And by the way, this is a beautiful lawn if you're a bee. Lots of flowers and no insecticides. Lawn products can really mess things up for honeybees.
So if you do something really terrible to a colony, they will stop rearing boys. For example, if they are exposed to a pesticide application, they will stop feeding the boys and they won't let the boys back in the entrance because they are so stressed out trying to work on keeping the colony alive. But as soon as they get out of that stress period, they'll start rearing boys again, which just goes to show that boy bees make girl bees happy because they're like little brothers. Like everybody loves a little brother,
right,
even though they're a pain in the neck.
By the way, May is swarm season. If you see a swarm of bees, you should contact your local beekeeper or just ignore them. They're just looking for a cavity in which to live, and pretty soon they'll be gone. Probably.